Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Sales Scoop. This is a fortnightly live show for tech startup founders and sales leaders who want to improve how they sell. Every episode, we bring you the shiniest pearls of wisdom from experienced sellers and tackle the hottest topics in the world of tech startup sales. I'm Alistair Cole, your host for today and a co-founder of the Uplift Partnership. I'm an ex-software engineer and computer scientist with 2 decades experience in B2B sales and marketing. And I'm delighted today to say that I'm joined by my co-founder.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Kieran Gill. I am also a co-founder of the Uplift Partnership with 25 years of experience in business development and sales operation, working in both in tech and in banking.
And together with our co-founder, CTO Douglas, we are the Uplift Partnership. We accelerate sales for tech startups. And this week's very exciting show is 10 AI tools for sales that will help you power up your pipeline. So welcome, everybody. Hi, Kieran. Great to see you, my friend.
Good to be here again, Alistair. It's always good to see you.
Yeah. As I said, we accelerate sales to tech startups, and we're different because we build and sell SaaS ourselves. So we understand your world, and our impact in the last 5 years working with over 50 startups has been positive in a lot of areas. Before we dive into our top 10 tools, the background we want to set is just the amount of effort that is required today for founders in sales or other sales leaders. And we have a magic number, part of a formula that my co-founder here has put together. How many sales actions are you anticipating founders need to deliver each month, my friend?
Well, when sat down and we looked at the mathematics of what it needs to be to try to get sales across the road, and depending on where you are and what you're selling, the numbers might be slightly different, but around about 618 sales actions per month need to be done. Now, that also includes meetings and other things. It doesn't mean you're doing 618 meetings. We're talking about emails, LinkedIn messages, it could be social posting or commenting on social posts. These are all sales actions, and depending on where people are in the sales process or where they are in the buyer's journey, you're going to be doing different actions. And a great way of doing that is by recording what you're doing. And if you are doing around about 618 a month, I'll tell you this now, the chances are you're going to be successful, because that shows positive activity. If you see yourself coming under that number, and let's say in your day you're only doing maybe a handful, you might realize that that might not be enough for you to actually be successful at what you're trying to do.
Yeah, that might feel like a daunting number, but AI is here to help. Technology is here to help. And Gartner put out some research at the end of last year suggesting that sellers could find an extra 27% bandwidth from using the right mix of AI tools. And that's fantastic that AI is able to help in that area in terms of improving efficiency. It can also improve on quality, and 87% of buyers, according to Forrester, expecting to be delighted both before and after the purchase. Almost 90%. The pressure is on for the highest quality content. So as well as improving efficiency, AI is also able, through things like hyper-personalized outreach, to improve the quality of your sales function. So lots of reasons to be on board with AI. We're going to go straight into our top 10 now, and we're going to run through from the more cold end of sales, starting with kind of email cold outreach, all the way down to the warmer end at the end of the 10 with kind of images and dynamic video creation. And so without further ado, we're going to dive into number one, which I'm going to let my co-founder here introduce.
So this is Apollo.io. They've got plenty of AI features within the actual Apollo kind of software itself. Now, for those of you who don't know what Apollo is, it is I would call it primarily an email software that is there to help you enhance your kind of email outreach. So this is normally cold outreach, but you can use it while you're still contacting people. It's a great way of understanding whether people are opening emails, whether your emails are going into the right place, whether they're being bounced, spam, whatever is happening out there. It's a great way to use these tools. So I prefer to use Apollo myself. I have been using it now for over a year. And if anyone asks me, I tend to push them that way. The functionality within Apollo is that you can build your own list of your clients or your prospects within Apollo, and you can build sequences around those lists. It integrates with LinkedIn very effectively and is easy to use both platforms together. It also integrates in with HubSpot, what makes it very easy to push your prospects from one platform to the other and saving on time and effort. So all those integrations, you would expect this from one of the major players out there. The AI functionality, what we have in there is mainly sequencing. It's helping you to write emails. It also helps you, it will ask you questions when you're setting yourself up at start, where it will then build you a sequence of emails depending on what you're doing in your cold outreach. So it'll help you as a first template to say, okay, we've got our product, these are our challenges, these are the pain points, and these are the benefits of our product. And from that information, it will then start scripting emails. And because of the functionality in the background, and because of Apollo's kind of list of where they're getting all their email data from, that you're able to then target the people that you really want to. So once you know your ICP, it'll score your ICP for you, and then it will then help you make sure that the email is verified. You can find their LinkedIn also connected in there. You can check the person out, make sure it's the right person, send this cold email initially, put them into a sequence, and wait for them to respond, hopefully, through those process. The great functionality here is once that person does respond to you, within the platform itself, it actually has a calendar that they can then book themselves from the Apollo side. What also then has a video. Sorry, it's not a video. It's more of a text script writer for you that will then link into your video call, and it will then script or describe all of your meeting for you. So loads of functionality there. The AI capability is really good, but when I've used it, it does make sense. However, with all generative AI, the chances are sometimes you have to look over the script and just rewrite it. That's number one.
Sure. Thank you. Fantastic, mate. It's super helpful and really powerful. And I think what's interesting with some of these examples that we're pulling out, they're not just people or tools that have bolted ChatGPT on the side. That isn't going to take it anywhere. There's a lot of demoware out there, but Apollo have really thought about it, obviously. The second one we want to dive into is moving into the world of LinkedIn. We're here live on LinkedIn now. It's an absolutely critical area for sales, especially B2B sales. And the second platform we want to pick up on is Vulse. Rob and Annika in Manchester built a cracking platform that is a comprehensive content creation, management, and analytics platform that we're using to not just schedule our posts, right? We've used Buffer and other things in the past, but Vulse is able to support with the creation of posts, but more importantly, they have a kind of content theme builder. You can start to put your themes in there, tailor it to create short, medium, longer term posts. So there's a really powerful content themes feature they have there, and also an article summarizer. So it's a much more comprehensive approach to creating content for LinkedIn, which is really great. We've used other platforms similar to Vulse in the past. One of the things that I like most about it is that the UI seems to be updated on a regular basis. It's absolutely scintillating, easy to use, and just really smooth. So that's vulse.co. Let's keep cracking. We'll stay in the world of LinkedIn and move into our third platform, which is
this is one that we've spoken about before, or featured before in one of our earlier webinars podcasts. I don't always get things mixed up. Sally.pro. You can find this one up, ladies and gentlemen. Sally.pro. Spoken about it, like I said before. However, the great thing about Sally is it's continuously updating with new features. And again, a small team based out of Malaga. Vladimir and Anna, who are out there, and Bogdan is the people in the background. These guys are constantly updating and putting new features on there. What is Sally.pro? It is an extension to your LinkedIn kind of platform. So what it does is it works through Google, so Chrome. It'll attach in as an extension, and then what it'll do will help you hyper personalize your messaging using ChatGPT 4.0. They have a free version, so you can try it. It's 3.5. I honestly think you should try it because it really does help you. I was explaining it to a person a few days ago. It's what it is, where you have these other LinkedIn tools that tend to be automated and do kind of what you call a very slight personalization, where it's just changing the name and maybe the company name. The great thing about Sally.pro, it is hyper personalized. So what it is, it's looking at the person that you're going to be sending that message to, and then writing a connection request that is hyper personalized to that person. So the likelihood and the percentages that I've been told by our friends at Sally.pro is it's over 60% to 70% connection request acceptance, compared to normally these tools are looking around about 25%.
Yeah.
So it's more like a shotgun, or sorry, more like a rifle than a machine gun when it comes to the approach. So for those of you who are looking to really get connected with somebody that is a perfect ICP, this is the tool for you to use.
Awesome. Thanks, my friend. That's number 3. The fourth one that we want to pick out is where we are right now. So LinkedIn, linkedin.com. We're using this obviously very heavily live right now, but also using all of their features that come out. I've been playing with experimenting with the rewrite with AI that you get at the bottom of posts. I don't always use what LinkedIn offer. In fact, I rarely do, but certainly I have it generate the post and I have a look at the kind of quality and how it's developing over time. I think that's an important part of staying abreast of what's going on, which is to take the opportunity when offered by platforms to go and have a look at their latest features and what they're doing next. What about you, Kieran? Your thoughts on LinkedIn?
For those of us who are in social selling mode, and I think most companies have to have some kind of social selling kind of functionality within their company, LinkedIn is the go-to place at B2B. So one thing, if you're going to be selling on LinkedIn, your profile needs to read and look like somebody wants to connect with you. So if you're going to use something like Sally.pro, it's no use having a great tool that can write you a great connection request if your actual profile looks weak and isn't well written. great thing about LinkedIn now with their AI, it actually, and if you are on premium, and it is a premium functionality, for those of you on basic, you won't see this. However, what you could do theoretically, if you've never taken premium before, is join up for the 2-month free trial, use the AI functionality to improve your actual your profile, and then turn it off. And that way you don't have to pay them for the added feature. However, you still get the full functionality of making sure that your profile looks perfect, or better. I wouldn't say it's perfect. And again, like Alistair's already said here, always be careful on what it's saying. You know, you have to reread it to think, actually, does that make sense? And is it the way I should? Is that really me? So double check, but it's a great place to start. I definitely would use it. It helped me to improve my my actual profile. So
okay, wonderful. The next one in the list is ChatGPT, you know, which I'm sure everybody on the call has heard about. There's no question they'll be using. Everybody's bolting it into their products at the moment. And there's lots of different ways it can be used in sales. I would say one of the ways that I'm finding it very helpful is kind of the icing on the cake, or going from an 80% to a 95% kind of score or quality when producing documents. So for example, we'll have ChatGPT create numerous buyer personas or ICPs or buying journeys for an individual target market in a company. And while there's a good chance that what it comes back with, you'll have already nailed or covered 80%, often by rerunning those prompts and having it create more information, you'll find something that possibly you missed. So we're using it for that in a strong way to support sales strategy, fleshing out even value propositions, ideal customer profiles, buyer personas, buying journeys, everything that's part of the sales strategy. By engaging ChatGPT and asking it those to feedback on that, you're getting a much kind of broader picture and able to lay out all those answers on the desk, and then make sure that you're covering less, which is what which is what helps you move from kind of 80% quality up into the mid 90s. Nothing is left out. Kieran, what about you? And any how are you using ChatGPT in the sales world?
So it's revolutionized the way I work. I've got to say, when Alistair first showed me ChatGPT, I was blown away by what this thing could do, and it's just getting stronger and stronger. It really does help when it comes to writing blog posts. So for those of you who aren't articulate like myself sometimes, or you get stuck for ideas, it's so easy to go into ChatGPT and just help yourself keep your social profile up by, and again, you are an expert in your field, but sometimes you need to start off something, and it's a great place to start. I would never use its content straight from the box and put it straight into something. What it's helping me is, it helps me try to get my understanding of what I'm trying to do with this, or a topic, and I'm using it mainly for those blog posts. However, like Alistair said, I can see where it can help very quickly with value propositions. I can see where the value is there when it's coming to building buyer personas and getting these things done. Again, you need to be an expert. You need to understand what a value proposition needs to read like in the first place. So just asking it to a value proposition and you have no understanding what a value proposition is, you don't know whether it's right or wrong. However, if it throws out 10 different versions for me for one particular product, I can then start morphing these into something that kind of sounds like something I want it to sound. So it's an amazing tool, and it's going from strength to strength. You know, if this is 4.0, I've heard rumors about 5.0, and that is going to be awesome when it does come.
Another area that we use it is for meeting preparation. So we've kind of boiled down to asking it 3 questions. So if we're about to go and have an initial meeting or with a prospect, then we'll go and ask ChatGPT for lists, right? I want a list of the 10 challenges in that industry, and it'll churn them out. Maybe we'll ask it for another 10. Then after the challenges, we'll say, what are the 10 biggest opportunities in that market. And again, you'll get a fantastic list. And then finally, what are the kind of like 10 areas of best practice? And when you've got the challenges, opportunities, and best practices within an industry, and you're sitting down for that initial meeting, you're immediately ahead of the curve, up to speed, and have got some interesting talking points with that prospect. So really powerful meeting prep too. Continuing on the meeting vibe, our next one is otter.ai, which I'm sure you're familiar with. Otter is a way to record automatically meeting notes by inviting it to a meeting as an assistant. We also use it when we're uploading our videos, like the recording of today's show or podcast episode. We'll use it to transcribe content really quickly. And it seems to be going from strength to strength, Otter. They keep adding new features. The way that it summarizes now what's happened in the meeting with actions, and it is really getting very, very powerful. So and so powerful that we've been using it now for about 6 months to support our 360 sales diagnostic tool. So we'll sit down with a client for 90 minutes, record the whole session, and then we feed the transcript of that session in to get that back from Otter, and then we're feeding that into ChatGPT with our 360 framework and having the AI come up with a kind of initial score and initial thoughts on how they're doing, and then we'll go into it ourselves by hand. So Otter, really helpful for recordings, really helpful for meetings. Kieran, I know you've got another couple of examples in this space.
Yes.
Those?
Yeah, so just the same thing with Alistair. When it comes to, I've done so many meetings called client meetings where I used to have to scribe my own meeting notes, and I was always in this world where I'm half trying to pay attention to the client and I'm also writing at the same time, where you can't really do both things. Or, you know, back in the day, we used to send 2 people to meetings occasionally. One would be scribing while the other one was the one engaging with the client. So these things used to happen in enterprise selling. However, the great thing about Otter now, it really does allow you to engage with the client fully, where Otter will take it. Now, a local player, for those who want to keep towards Europe and not go towards what those big tech companies out in America, is Eric.ai, and they offer a free version. So if you have a chance, they also have another tool called Emma.ai. That is a meeting scheduler that will, those of you who are on the road who need to know you're going from point A to point B, it will actually help you schedule your meetings in your calendar to make sure that you've got enough travel time. For those of you still traveling to meetings, and I know, you know, occasionally I do that. So amazing tools. And again, these are 2 UK-based local tech SaaS platforms, and we should be supporting them. So please have a look at those 2. I'm using them. We're not getting anything back from them for endorsing them, but I think we should support homegrown tech if we can. Sorry, that was my righteous thing there.
So that's Eric.ai and Emma.ai. Really great. And if we continue on with the kind of the voice vibe, right, with auto transcribing as does Eric, I want to pick out the next one, which for me is an absolute game changer, which is Google voice typing, which is available in Google Docs and Google Slides and the Google search engine as well. But in Docs and Slides, all you have to do is tap Control-Shift-S, right? And in Google Docs, the microphone will come on, and you can talk into Google Docs. And in Slides, if you use Shift-Control-S or turn it on in Google Slides, then you'll be talking into the presenter notes field. And this is this is absolutely phenomenal, because for a couple of reasons. Firstly, we speak at 3 times the speed we write. So you're immediately saving a ton of time by using voice typing. The other real benefit that it has is that sometimes we get stuck. I can feel myself getting stuck about what to say, and actually turning on the voice typing and just taking a few steps around or looking out the window, you're able to type or write something in the way that you'd speak it, which is just a much more natural way of doing things. So Google voice typing, absolutely brilliant. You can get it in Google Docs and Google Slides. And while we're on the speed of voice, let's pick the number 8, which is an app called Read Aloud. This has a mobile app, a native mobile app for your phone, and also a Chrome extension for your browser and others. You can get the various versions at readaloud.app. This will read back to you the web page that you're looking at, right? You're doing the washing up or something else. If you're somebody that enjoys audiobooks, right, you'll know that that is a really easy way to consume information. Read aloud, screen read of some kind like this, enables you to consume that content really, really quickly. You know, web pages often covered in adverts or notifications or distractions, and the screen readers just strip that all out and give you just the high quality content. And actually, when you've got rid of all those distractions, you're able to consume information very quickly. Number 9, the last 2 are in the more creative world. Number 9 is Midjourney. Midjourney, which you have to access through Discord, is a really powerful, they have a free version, a really powerful way of creating images based on a text prompt. And this might not feel like a kind of classic sales tool, but actually the ability to add a kind of personalized or a handcrafted, to a certain degree, you know, front cover to a proposal or images inside that proposal is very, very powerful, because Midjourney will create the subject of your post right in the middle of the picture with very high quality resolution, and it's just a great way to augment and add great visuals for free into your proposals. And then the last one of the 10, oh no, I've skipped over another favorite of mine I just want to mention, which is also very useful in the image world, which is remove.bg. Right, if you've got a picture of maybe one of your colleagues or a picture you find online or something that is mostly there, but you just need to remove the background, you go to remove.bg. It's completely free. You can get a decent resolution. You can pay for super high resolution, but if you need to remove the background and drop that, the majority or the main focus of that image into a proposal, check out remove.bg. It's one of the tools that I use on a most regular basis. It's absolutely fantastic. And our 10th tool for today, AI tool, is HeyGen, which creates personalized videos using a range of avatars they have and the voices. And HeyGen is just a brilliant way to create a whole range of video content. We use it to support our revenuecoach.ai platform by creating learning content. So we'll have some of our slides in there. We'll have an avatar go and talk through various training modules. And I know, Kieran, you've been investigating or have some experience of using it in other ways as well. So please elaborate.
So it's a great way of using it for customer success. So you've brought somebody on to your company. You want to keep them engaged on your tool, make sure that they're getting value for money and they're using all the functionality, because obviously retaining them as a client is very important. And HeyGen is a great way of getting a professional kind of actor to do those things where it might take you several takes to do it yourself, or maybe even longer. The great thing about HeyGen is, and yes, you know, once you look at it, it can look like it is artificial intelligence. However, it does an amazing job of doing that very, very quickly and makes it look very professional. So for those of you who have got a SaaS platform, you have to do customer retention. I'm sure you're probably using something like this, but if you're not, this is a game changer. It will save you radical amounts of time. You can put scripts in there. You can put different kinds of accents, different types of avatars. You can really mess around with it to really get the kind of feel that you want, whether it's casual clothes, business clothes, you know, old people, young people, male, female, wherever it is, they've got an avatar that fits your kind of world. And then obviously voice as well. So if you want the person to have an Australian accent or a South African accent, you can really mess around with it in the sense of getting that voice that sounds more like your company, that you don't have to go for this standardized American, Californian voice that unfortunately not all of us have.
So those are the 10. Those are our top 10 AI tools. We've sprinkled in a few other favorites that we like personally, that we use on a regular basis. If you want, you know, we could do a session on each one of those, a deep dive. If you've got any questions about any of those tools, anything we've shown, you can drop a question or a comment in LinkedIn, or you can find us on LinkedIn and reach out to us. That's a lot of tools, right? And that's a lot of information. And we know that being overwhelmed by tech is bad. Those that are overwhelmed by too many platforms achieve a 43% lower quota than those who are able to harness tech positively. So we're not advocating you go and turn all these things on immediately. You'll be swamped. It'll be terrible. But if you are, if you are interested in a deeper dive on them, then reach out to us. One of the ways that we're able to support tech startups with their choice of technology, the choice of platform, is through our 360 sales diagnostic, during which we score a tech startup in 7 core areas of sales. And underneath those 7 areas, there are 52 metrics where we give a score, and that rolls up to an overall score for your business. The 360 delivers a full score and breakdown, bespoke recommendations, and a revenue roadmap. You can get more at the upliftpartnership.com/360. You can see here an example of the overall score, how that's broken down, how the recommendations come through with traffic lights on each of the 52 metrics, and then your overall dashboard showing progress over the last 90 days. So that's it for us. If you're interested, reach out to us on LinkedIn. And really all that's left is to talk about our next show, Tuesday, the 6th of August, 2 weeks today. We'll be doing another live sales scoop, this time on the 5 sales foundations for 2025. You might be heading out for some summer fun. We're going to be here pushing those 5 pillars. This has been a very technical session, and actually it's important to experiment with new technology. At the same time, you've got to be doing the basics, right, my friend? We've got to come back to the basics. So that's what we're going to be delivering here on LinkedIn in 2 weeks' time. Really, all that's left for me, we're out of time, is to say thank you very much, Kieran, for your time, my friend. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Alistair. Good to be here.
And thanks to everybody, and bye for now.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.